Now, Wizz Air says it has raised its full-year profit view to a range of 355 and 350 million euros. It also sees its business tracking towards the top end of the new profit guidance range. This comes as the low-cost airline reported first-half profit up 87% year-on-year. Joining us now to discuss is Jozsef Varadi, who's the CEO and co-founder, of course, of Wizz Air. Jozsef, good to speak to you. So clarify for us exactly what you're trying to communicate with this push higher in the guidance today.
We are trying to communicate a few things. One is that our business is on a very strong footing. We have outperformed our own expectations in the first half of the financial year, and some of it we are reinvesting into the business in the second half, but overall we are seeing a pretty upbeat performance of our business, and we raised our guidance as a result of that confidence.
So what separates you from other low costs? Because some of the other low cost airlines are thinking about whether to expand in terms of capacity at this point, or at least questioning expansion plans, whereas you seem to be talking more bullishly.
I would say at least two things separate us from the pack. One is that our unit cost has been on a continuous decline for years, while every other airline's cost has been creeping. Two, we are operating from Central and Eastern Europe, and Central and Eastern Europe is a better growth market with more GDP growth, more disposable income coming to the market, and as a result we are seeing more demand, profitable demand coming to us. And
one of the ways that you've been driving on costs has been by moving from smaller aircraft to A321 NEOs. These seat more people than your average European low-cost aircraft, don't they? What's the maths behind that then?
Yes, so basically we are now deploying a 239-seater aircraft compared to the industry average of around 160 as we speak. So obviously we gain a lot of operational and economic benefits as a result of that aircraft. And it's not only economics but also environmental impact. Our impact on the environment is significantly lower with that aircraft than any of the other airlines.
Why do you think, I mean, I know maybe this is a question for Michael O'Leary and others, but why do you think that other low-cost operators in Europe don't move to a larger aircraft at this point, as you have done?
You can make all sorts of strategic considerations. The single fact of the matter is that today these aircraft are not available. I mean, all the aircraft manufacturers are struggling with supplying this aircraft to the market. So you cannot just make a quick decision. We are very well positioned because we have 270 of these aircraft on order on hand. You
talk about the environmental record, and obviously the NEOs help with that. But there has been a lot of pressure on the sector, the flight shaming phenomenon, I suppose, spreading. Are you seeing any impact of that on your business?
No, not really. I mean, you know...
Do customers talk to you about it?
Well, the fact of the matter is that we are the environmentally most efficient airline. I mean, you can imagine we fly brand new aircraft, large aircraft, high load factor. As a result, our per passenger emission is the lowest in the industry. And we keep inducting new technology going forward, and as a result, we're just going to be improving. So we are already leading the industry, and we are expecting to further reduce our per passenger emission rate by 30% in the next 10 years.
Do you think, though, that the sector is guilty of pricing too low, of pricing in a way that really drives demand and then leaves you exposed to regulatory risk?
No, I think the industry is guilty of flying people on business class, connecting people. Just think about this. I mean, these people emit at least twice as much versus economy class passengers. And I think the industry is guilty of preserving inefficient technologies, preserving inefficient airlines. Let
me ask you about the London part of your operations, because clearly this is an important market, Eastern and Central Europe into London and out again. What are your expectations for London, given the political uncertainty that hangs over this country?
London is the single biggest travel market in the world, and I don't think this is going to change anytime soon, no matter what happens to the country, what happens to Brexit. And we are very keen on positioning ourselves strategically to the London market. We are the lowest cost producer in London. We have been very profitable in London, and I think that serves the basis for continuous development and growth. So London might stay important as a global hub, but if you're serving a sort of VFR dynamic, visiting friends and relations, driven by those from Eastern Europe who now live in London, are you not nervous that you might lose some of those passengers? That was the early days. Today we have a much more balanced traffic. We are seeing a lot of business people traveling on us. We are seeing a lot of inbound tourists coming to London. We are seeing a lot of Brits traveling with us, going to Central and East Europe and other places. So we are far more balanced than just flying VFR traffic.
OK. And do you see expansion then as an option? Because I think you tried to get hold of some of the Gatwick slots from Thomas Cook, but you didn't get those. Do you still plan to expand in London?
Absolutely. I mean, if you just look at what we have achieved since the Brexit vote over the last 3 years, we have grown our London business by 60%. I don't think there is any other airline achieving the same thing. And yes, we are looking for ways of expanding the business in Gatwick and Luton. Luton, and other airports we just opened off Southend, and we remain upbeat and bullish about the prospect of the London market.
And other parts of Europe, where else will you want to expand?
We are expanding pretty much across the whole board. I mean, we have 25 operating bases in 14 different countries, and we are seeing growth opportunities everywhere. The problem we have, and this is kind of a high-quality problem, we don't have enough capacity to source all those opportunities.